has been an awakening. Have you felt it?
Hello, what have we here?
These guys are so funny.
Hello.
Holy shit. It ain't C3 Penis Face and R2 Dickhead.
Hello there.
Looking? Found someone you have, I would say.
May the force be with us. Fucking A.
Good day, Galaxy. Rogue Squadron Podcast, episode 75. I am Mopar.
I am Commander Cody.
Getting it done.
Getting real excited up in here.
Thank you guys for tuning in. We're the Rogue Squadron Podcast, nerdnonsense.com/fuck around. All right.
That's it. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
We can't talk about the beer because we don't have a beer in front of us.
So we're not going to do a beer review. So 3 out of 3.
3 out of 3 for
Zero.
nothing.
Zero out of 1 for preparation. It would have been a 1 if we brought a beer. But falling through plans.
It's a strange episode.
The rebellion stole my plans to purchase a
Rebels
beer.
stole my beer. That's what happened. I'm blaming it on them.
Rebel scum.
Yeah, streaming live on Twitch right now. We got who is this? The infamous Hex. What's up, man? Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks. I guess, what's up?
Nothing, man. It's been about we skipped us last week for some reason. Mm-hmm. You were out of town again, right?
I
forgot.
I did like a 2-week stint in the South,
the deep South.
Alabama.
So last episode we had our buddy Anthony T. Dot was on live from Portland, and now we're back solo
It's true.
or duo. There are no solo episodes with us. I forgot.
Han Duo.
Han duet.
So what? Today was fucking beautiful outside, by the way.
Today was awesome. I woke up early, 7:30. Walked outside. My dream weather.
It's like 60s in the morning.
Yeah, it's if it was like that every single morning. If it was today's weather every day,
Yeah, that was.
it would be pretty much the greatest thing I could ever imagine.
It's true.
Most of the time in LA, it's kind of like that. Gets a little hotter in the day, but still, like mornings and stuff. It's always amazing.
We're not in LA.
No, we're not in LA. I can't talk. We're in Ohio.
It's because we don't have a beer. Can't talk.
I know. I was trying to say, man. It's the cornerstone. The cornerstone's missing. The whole fucking thing's going.
So this episode, we are going to go over a couple topics. Mopar did some shit over the past couple weeks.
What did you do over the past couple weeks?
Including, I saw Rob Zombie's movie 31 that was in theaters for one showing.
Yeah.
One day. So I'll get into that. I read through the first book, comic series, The Dark Empire, which goes post movies, talks about Luke a lot, and how he goes to the dark side.
So he does something interesting?
No.
Great.
We want to definitely give a shout out to Apeiron.
Apeiron game.
Apeiron.
Yeah. Yeah, they're for if anyone hasn't seen their channel on Twitter, they're doing a fan remake of KOTOR.
KOTOR fans rejoice!
Pretty much the best Star Wars game ever made.
Yeah.
I think everyone would agree.
I just restarted a KOTOR character too.
I've been dreaming it.
But check him out on Twitter, Apeiron. What is it? The actual Apeiron game?
Apeiron, yeah, it's it's a Greek name. It means infinity or something. APEIRON_KOTOR. Apeiron KOTOR on fucking Twitter.
But they're redoing pretty much the CGI stuff of KOTOR, and it looks astounding.
I'll throw up some of these shots if you're on Twitch with us.
We're looking at the inside of the Ebon Hawk, which is the first ship that you start out on.
Endar Spire.
I fucked up already.
It was an E. You got that.
Yeah, it is the Endar Spire.
So we've seen a bunch of screenshots. We'll have to try to get in touch with him. I don't know if it's exactly the same storyline. I mean, he's making all the same like worlds and destinations, so I would imagine that it's
just a rehash of the
like
same
a
story,
revamp of the same thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the graphics look awesome.
It looks stunning. Yeah. So if you're a huge KOTOR fan, you might want to follow them and watch them as they dredge along into the KOTOR universe and upgrade it. It looks fucking amazing.
Yeah, there's some crazy shots of like The Undercity in Terrace actually looks like dark and disturbing and scary, as opposed to just awkward shades of blue and people trying to sell you.
Hey, you two, get out of here! Yeah, I actually just went through the Undercity. My name is Aegir. It ain't the best stuff. Yeah, it's a kind of a goofy world in the original Xbox version.
Yeah.
But what they're doing here, it makes it look trashy and just dark. So yeah, I'm excited. I want to see the whole game.
It's gonna be free. It's a fan project.
So I believe one of the creators actually reached out to us, and he was doing his thing at work, and I guess he was listening to one of our episodes, and he did Rogue Squadron podcast text in the KOTOR language-ish. It looked fucking
There's
amazing.
a name for it, but I don't know.
Yeah. Chicken Scratch.
Great.
KOTOR Chicken Scratch.
Great.
What is the, it's like the old Star Wars language, I don't know. Ancient Star Wars writing language.
There's a name for it. I'm gonna check it out right now.
Galactic Basic.
Oh, so it is literally just the font for Galactic Basic,
Oh, I see.
but they speak in English.
Oh, I see, yeah. So yeah, he put it in Galactic Basic. That's awesome.
That's weird.
It is kind of a goofy. Like EO is a fucking house, and a D is a backwards F.
Wow, this is strange. Oh, wow. I don't even know what to make of that. It's cool because, I mean, you see it written in a bunch of Star Wars things, like in their cockpits. It's like written out, but
Oh yeah.
they speak in English, so I don't understand why these are like different letters. It doesn't make any sense.
So like look at the K. So they're saying the name of that letter is Krill. Like instead of it being a K, it's the letter Krill.
I guess so.
Interesting. Yeah, I would say Google it. Google Galactic Basic, and you'll see the chart that they have there. Yesh. How do you pronounce the X one? Zex.
That's Xesh. Zesh. You're. Yeah, this is really fucking strange.
Utabao.
We all know the
Interesting.
credit symbol, though.
Oh, yeah. I
Seven
know the
with
credit
2
symbol.
dashes.
Yeah, awesome.
Credits.
So again,
Anyways.
definitely go on there and follow them.
Yeah, appear on.
See how they
Keep up with the progress of the game.
Yeah. What do you want to get into first?
Dude, I don't know, man. There's not been any crazy Star Wars news. They
most
released a
recent-
video of the kind of behind the scenes on the special effects for Force Awakens and how they took each scene and kind of built it up from the shot and then added all the special effects, added like the TIE fighters flying around, and
you
filled
not-
the green screen in and all that shit.
Are you not surprised that they didn't just put that in the the Blu-ray version? Like
Yeah.
I watched through all the whole bonus features and they didn't have that in there.
Well, I guarantee, this is what they do. They're going to, there's probably a ton of different little featurettes, but they're going to save them. They'll release once episode 8 comes out, they'll release like the 7 and 8 together with some extra bonus features that you haven't seen before.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? That's
they
how
could
do
release
it.
an entire DVD of the making of 8
Yeah.
and 7.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty much how they do it, I feel. So we'll get that stuff eventually. But yeah, that was cool. They shared that on social media last week.
Yeah, I believe it was about a week ago.
Was it
Yeah,
Thursday?
it's still, for how much people are pissed at the prequels and they use the green screen a lot, there's a lot of it. Like when Rey was running, or when Finn and Rey were running to the Millennium Falcon, it was just like on some pads and it was just a huge green screen. Just like, well,
I don't know if that was because it looked like they were in the desert. The Falcon wasn't there.
there was some
They
point.
put that in
I
there.
think when they dove down, when they dived into the sand, when
Dove.
something exploded, it's dived.
Dividends.
Stop it.
I know when she dropped down in that crashed Star Destroyer, there was nothing there.
Oh yeah,
Just literally jumped down into a green screen.
Yeah.
But what are you going to do? You're not going to build a fucking Star Destroyer for one shot that takes 10 seconds.
Right. Well, the other scene that was astounding, which, I mean, there's no other way to do it, but when General Hux was doing his Hitler speech,
Yeah.
that entire thing was green screen, and it was basically just him and two people on a green screen stage, and he was just doing his thing. But you gotta, for how intense he does it, yeah, and he's just looking at a camera.
Right. Yeah,
You know,
that shot was really, really cool. But yeah, it was 7 in general was a good mix of practical and CGI.
I was
Industrial Light
surprised-
Magic just killing it.
I was surprised how much portions was added.
We talked about this before. Portions and Maz were like the only two things that I was kind of like,
I didn't mind Maz as much. It was something about portions. I just don't like them.
Maybe the fucking way he said portions 80 times.
God.
There was one other shot that stood out to me. Oh, the lightsaber fight at the end. They built that forest.
Oh yeah,
on
yeah,
like a
that
stage.
That looked cool.
And then they obviously added it when the planet started tearing itself apart.
I thought it was
fucking sweet.
interesting that they were using actual like it wasn't like toy lightsabers, but like prop lightsabers.
Yeah.
Like back in the day, they were just using those like wire
Sticks.
things and sticks. Yeah. So it's cool to see that the CGI can cover that up so well, or just make it glow enough that you don't even notice that they're holding a plastic piece. You know.
Plastic saber.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was cool. Go check it out if you have not already.
Yeah, it's like a couple minute video, but
Yeah.
they layer it. They'll play the scene and then they'll cut away part of
Yeah,
the
so you
background
can, like,
and then they'll
stack it
layer it
up.
back on. So
Yeah.
it shows you like in real time.
That's
how they're-
I was astounded how much was in that not tunnel, the trench when the X-Wings
Dear
and the
God,
TIE
they
fighters.
kept
There was so
layering.
many layers on there. I did not expect that. It was fucking crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, you physically have to build it. So they were showing like they built the trench, and then they built the texture of the trench, and then they put the shadows of the trench, and then they put the fucking chips of the trench, and then they put the smoke and the lasers in the trench, and it just kept layering and layering. And it took like a good 10, 15 seconds to just do that one shot.
Yeah. Might as well pull it up here. We've been talking about it for 3 minutes. Let's see. Load. Here we go. I just want to fast forward to that TIE fighter spot because that's what astounded me the most. Oh, that whole hangar inside the Star Destroyer. That part was crazy too.
Right there. Yeah, so we're
Yeah.
looking at the trench. They built it. Jesus.
That's so much. It keeps going. That
Layering.
that one shot had to have taken so long.
Adding the turrets and the ships and the lights and the blasters and the smoke.
Oh my gosh. That's craziness.
That's got to be a CGI engineer nightmare. Just like, make a trench. Shit, dude.
They probably love it.
Well, you got to think, like, even in episode 4, they actually built that little trench.
Yeah.
There was just a little Lego trench.
That would have been the best job ever.
It would have been fucking weird.
Make fucking awesome spaceship toys and film them. That's so crazy. It's cool to see also, if you've seen the props from the original 3, the size difference. Because sometimes they're big close-up shots, like the Falcon might be massive, and then like the Star Destroyers and the Tantive 4s are like teeny tiny because you have to get particular types of shots with them. But yeah, man, Star Wars always been killing it.
Yeah. Okay. So going off of that green screen thing,
Green screen.
what was the Dark Empire? The one where Luke goes to
Going
the dark
off
side.
of the green screen.
Well, we're talking about the ships, and what
Yeah.
the one thing I wanted to touch on is the plot of the Dark Empire is that Emperor Palpatine's still alive. He's
Right.
cloned.
Yep.
I'm kind of wishy-washy on how they did it. I'm kind of confused and kind of not. So I don't think it was a physical clone of himself. He was just cloning different beings and then putting his soul into their being. He basically said that he would overshadow the person who's living in that. So
Right.
he would go in, be so powerful, take him over and live in their body.
Okay.
So it wasn't like, and then at one point when Luke's his apprentice, he says, "I am the dark side." It's not, it's just kind of weird. So he's got like a whole laboratory of clones that he's made, and he's just
But
slowly hopping.
they're not clones of
They're
himself.
not. I don't
That's
think
so
they're
weird.
physical clones of him.
So strange.
So the plot of this was, he knew Leia was pregnant, and I believe pregnant with Anakin at the time.
Jeez.
And he knew that, and he wanted to embody Anakin's body because he knew Anakin Solo was going to be strong as fuck because he's a offspring of Darth.
Of course.
So he wanted that along with the younger body so he could move around and do shit.
Right.
And yeah, so that was kind of the preface of that plot.
I haven't read that, but I have heard like the overall plot and storyline. I didn't realize how the clones worked. I thought he had Mother Flippin' just clone his own body.
I could be wrong, but it
So is it like
made
a,
it
is
sound
that
like
like a Horcrux type situation, kind of?
how he just like
Zips his soul between different fucking things.
Yeah, and it didn't really seem like there was a process. So I'll even reference it back to the Darth Bane series because Darth Bane was trying to do an essence transfer,
right?
But the way it happened for Palpatine was like instant. Like his old body like died, and he just soul jumped to this other being, and he was naked fighting Luke at one point. I was just like, what the fuck? He was a young
That's
little
crazy.
Palpatine.
That's crazy. That's Voldemort and shit right there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find this little thing about it.
They do talk about a lot about Leia, and I'm not a huge fan of Leia. I don't know why. I have nothing against her, but like when we were talking about crazy action scenes, and then she just walks in, I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
get the fuck out of the scene.
Yeah.
But she's a lot stronger than you think, and there's she actually steals a Sith holocron from Palpatine.
Oh, nice.
And it shows it's actually a Jedi holocron. I'm sorry, it was a Jedi holocron that Palpatine had.
Right.
And it opened up for her because she was a Jedi-ish, and it gave her a lightsaber. I think it gave her a lightsaber, and it was like a clear white lightsaber.
It's weird that, well, because in this version of the future, after, since it's not canon anymore, she does become a Jedi, right? She does train.
Yes. So, but she's
I
not
don't know
like
how far
an
you
active.
are.
She's not an
Where you
active
are.
Jedi. She's just kind of learning the essence, and she can like feel her way through the Force and
Right.
kind of sense things. She's
Right.
not like an Obi-Wan who goes out and just does the Force.
He just does it. Yeah, I mean, Leia's fine. It's Star Wars. I want to hear bounty hunters and Jedi and Sith.
She's pretty badass. It's weird because you think about Emperor Palpatine, and he's like the strongest Sith ever, almost basically ish. Yeah, he is definitely for sure.
Yes.
But like Luke is standing at his side at this point, and Leia comes onto the ship and just starts talking shit to him. I'm like, Leia, I wouldn't talk shit to that dude. Like, there's not too many people ever I would say, yeah, you could probably get away with that. Vader's one of them, and you're not. So sit the fuck down. But she does other things, and it's cool how her and Luke interact. That's the one thing I really liked, because she, like, helps Luke out of the dark side a little bit.
Right.
He knew he had to do something, basically, and he goes to the dark side, and then he starts slipping. Like, it actually starts controlling him because he underestimates the
good.
power of the power of the Palpatine.
Power of the Palp. Palp power.
And then Leia shows up and basically...
Brings him back.
So Luke sees a vision. Ish. He has like a dream. And it was like a partial dream. And it just showed him going to the dark side. And he didn't really know why. And Leia kind of finishes his dream. She's like, dude, you went to the dark side to do this, this, and this. And it's all about our kids. And he's like, oh yeah, you're right. I'm going to become a Jedi again. But yeah, so it's cool how they interact and they kind of
Right.
like better each other.
That's cool.
But
so
yeah, a
this
lot of
is-
points I'm like, just sit the fuck down. I'm sorry.
All solo kids are born at this point, right?
Yeah, so I looked that up.
But Luke's not
no,
even-
No, because she was pregnant with Anakin, I believe, at this point.
so the twins are born.
The twins are born.
And Luke hasn't even met Mara Jade yet, right?
No, that's later. I think
Right.
Ben's like 7 years younger than the solo kids.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah,
so that
he
happens
has
in the Thrawn trilogy.
Yeah, I don't know much about the Thrawn trilogy,
Yeah,
honestly.
I tuned out.
Um,
A lot of people love that one, but I just
really?
it's just we talked about it, those older books. They just have an older style. I can't really get into them.
Well, even this Dark Empire one, it's a kind of a struggle because
Yeah.
it's just like, okay, Luke, Han, Chewie, and Leia are going to be just
Of course.
shoved in your face the whole time.
Yeah,
It's I get it. I like the characters, but that's why I kind of like. I'll go further into the new Jedi Order books. You get to see about their kids. It's new. Oh my god.
Right.
Anakin's figuring shit out for himself. And
Right,
Jason
right.
starts slipping, and
So
it's
how
just-
far did you get in New Jedi Order?
I got through the second book.
So Vector Prime is the first book.
Yeah.
And then
Dark Tide,
part 1.
Part 1.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I only read Vector Prime. And again, it was cool, but I just
It's yeah.
Luke, New Republic, Leia,
The one-
Wedge, all these people.
The one thing, yeah, it's the sludge of the original trilogy, and you're trying to get through it.
Right.
But the one thing, there's a couple things that I really like about those books is Mara Jade.
Yeah, she's cool.
She's cool, and she's a wise character from something else. She has a different past than anybody ever.
Right, which is awesome.
And yeah, so she gives some insight. At one point, her and Anakin are on this They're on Dantooine actually, and they're doing some research about the Yuzhong Vong, and Mara's sick. She's infected with this Yuzhong Vong virus that's just murdering everything.
Yeah.
And the only reason she's alive is because she's so strong in the Force. She can like revive her cells fast enough. She's kind of like a
Wolverine
Deadpool,
style.
or I thought it was Deadpool.
Deadpool.
He
Yeah.
has cancer. Yeah. But yeah, it's kind of that Deadpool effect. But she's cool.
You just can't die.
Well, the Yuzhong Vong were just like, I mean, they are freaks. That is one of the coolest.
I love them.
Oh,
Yeah, Yuzhong Vong are awesome. It was of all the things in that whole new era, the Yuzhong Vong were one of the coolest because they were just so different.
right.
It wasn't just more.
Technology and everything,
Yeah,
just bigger
exactly.
ships. Oh, before I leave the Dark Empire, Luke goes to the dark side.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. Palpatine makes his switch. Leia saves Luke, switches his mind back to the fucking Jedi. And then they're fighting. So Luke has his lightsaber against a young Palpatine who just like transferred his soul.
Right.
And they're going at it. And Palpatine made this thing called a
Fucking find it.
Force Storm, and it's like a cloud of smoke, but it's in space, and it'll just engulf entire like
Ships.
Calrissians.
Lando system.
Lando, he's not a system.
And fight. Invite. I just said.
But yeah, it'll just swallow entire battalions. I don't even know what the fuck to call them. The entire
Armadas.
group of armadas. Yeah.
Squads.
Squadrons. Podcasts. But so that he did that at one point, and everyone's like, there's nothing we can do against that. The
Yeah.
thing just is a smoke screen going through space.
That's crazy.
And it's just swallowing ships. So Palpatine starts doing it. Luke switches, starts fighting. Palpatine loses track of his own Force Storm, and it swallows his own ship.
Oh.
But I believe he lives through it somehow.
Of course. Well, that's another. Yep.
They all just live.
Everyone just lives through it.
But the ship that it swallows
Watch him bring Han
is a
Solo back
brand
for that
new
reason.
Star Destroyer.
Yeah.
And it's the front of it. Dude, it's the fucking coolest Star Destroyer I've ever seen.
And this is in the comics, right? Obviously.
This is
You
in the
saw it.
Dark, the Dark Empire comic.
Yeah.
The front of the ship, instead of it coming to a point, it goes down, and it's bring it up. Look
I'm
up.
gonna look it up. Do you know what
It's
it
a
was called?
fucking. It looks the name of the ship
Or
No,
a particular class.
No, Dark Empire Star Destroyer. Yeah, it's that one, I think. Yeah, it's that.
Oh, that's sweet. I've seen that. Eclipse class Super Star Destroyer.
That thing. But look at even next to the super. You fucked it
The
around.
hell
Just go back.
Goes on.
So
Trying to view it bigger so I can zoom in and everything.
yeah, it's showing the size comparison to the other Super Star Destroyers. Executor class Star Destroyer.
What is happening? What the fuck? All right, fine. Let's do this.
So the one that
So this is
crashed
the
in-
normal one, right? Imperial class Star Destroyer.
Yeah, and then the Super Star Destroyer that crashes into the Death Star, I believe, is this one.
Yep, Executor.
And then the Eclipse class is like a fucking
Jeez.
yeah, it's like twice the size. It's twice as long, and like
That thing is crazy.
yeah, the front of it looks like a fucking
That's too big. Why you don't need that? You don't need that for anything. Wish I knew meters. 35,000 meters. How many miles is that? Meters to miles. I'm curious. 21 miles long. Fucking what? It's the size of a city.
yeah.
Ugh.
It is a city,
It is a city. Yeah. Floating, freaking flying space city.
but I thought that the front of that added a lot. It looks like a physical, water ship.
Yeah, that
Front of
looks
a
like
boat.
Yeah, like an epic. Yep, rudder. That's crazy.
But the Force Storm swallows that. That's how big this Force Storm is.
That's ridiculous.
It comes in from the back.
Where's the picture from the comics? I don't see it. I just see like the schematic.
Go back. This is the comic cover. So it's in the background, but that's the comic cover. Is Luke being a fucking badass.
Finally. I hate his fucking Dracula robe, though.
Yeah, that is
And
kinda weird.
Palpatine's like, I finally got you. Working on this project for 20 years. Ugh, that's crazy. Do you think he knew, speaking of,
21 miles long.
that's ridiculous. Do you think he knew that Anakin did have a son? and just didn't say anything?
Say that again?
Do you think that Palpatine knew all along that Anakin had kids and kept it from him and let him figure it out on his own?
I don't know.
And that's why because we only, in 5, he just goes on transmission and says, hey, Luke's your kid. Like, that's the first time we see him.
Well, I'm trying to think back in 3 when Padme actually dies and his conversation with you let her die or you killed her in your anger.
In your anger, yeah.
But did he know
The kid
that
had
she
been
was
born
pregnant?
first. She had to have. Yeah, because that's the whole reason Anakin wants to turn. It's like,
Yeah,
I
but
gotta
that's not-
save Padme during childbirth. She's gonna die.
Does he tell Palpatine that though?
Palpatine tells Anakin.
No, he just tells him that I have the power to save the one that you love.
Right. 'Cause
Padme.
he already knows fucking what's going on.
I don't think he knew that Padme was pregnant. Is that a weird assumption? I don't think he knew.
He's the chancellor and she's a senator. He definitely knew.
Yeah, but they hide it. Remember when they
She's
bring
got
her
a
back in?
fucking big.
They cover it up. Remember?
I don't remember. I don't.
They cover it up in her when they're doing her ceremony. They cover it up like she wasn't pregnant.
I'm talking about when she was just in normal everyday life on the fucking mushroom.
Too many
voting
fucking
thing.
Coruscant burgers. I don't know.
I don't know. That would be a good question. But yeah, I thought I saw that picture of him like commanding Luke. I was like, I wonder if he knew that the kids got born, or at least one kid got born, and survived, and just didn't say anything and let Vader like kind of go through the motions, figure it out, or like wait to see if Luke came of age and actually became a Jedi and was like smart enough to like figure shit out. And then he was like, "Oh, now you're ready. I'm gonna fucking convert you."
I don't know the extent of Palpatine's power. So like he always says I have foreseen it, but can he just have like wrong dreams? Can his dreams?
Yeah, they can get misinterpreted, I think.
And I
he's
think
really
that's the
smart.
strength of Luke, that he sometimes might toy with Palpatine's dreams, and he's like, okay, that's true, but you're still gonna fucking die at the end. Because that's basically what happened. I have foreseen you fall into the dark side. Oh yeah, I do, and then I kill your ass. Like, oh shit, you're right.
Yeah, because like when you have the vision, it's not the full vision. It's just
Right.
like the first part of it.
A glimpse.
You don't know what's going to happen. Exactly. That's what Yoda tries to explain to Anakin, but he's too fucking pissy and he doesn't listen to him.
God, it's
That's the trippy thing, because like the vision that Anakin sees is the vision after he's already turned to the dark side and Padme dies. You know what I mean? That's why Yoda tells him to ignore it, because if he hadn't freaked out and tried to be a Sith, everything would have been fine. And she
It's
would,
still
it wouldn't
would've
have broken
happened.
Anakin's heart.
It's still would've
She
happened.
died from a broken heart, though. They would have been all happy. I don't know. That's my thought.
I always
Because
think
he
they're-
sees the dream as what's actually going to happen is he turns to the dark side and then she dies, which is what ends up happening. So it kind of, I wonder if like Palpatine put it in his head.
See, that's I really, really like Palpatine, but the extent of his power, so just what can he do?
Well, after what you told me about the Plagueis book,
Jesus, yeah. The way it ended and how he toyed with his own fucking master, I'm like, dude, you just toyed with the strongest person in the galaxy.
man, I need to read that full all the way through, because everything that happens in the prequels would make a lot more sense. Or maybe I would just be making connections that aren't actually there. And the Plagueis book is Legends now.
It's
But-
it's kind of at the point that like the entire Star Wars universe happens because fucking Palpatine lets it happen. That's kind of where I'm at
for
with
those
it.
like 30, 40, 50 years or whatever.
Like even dreams I'm having right now, I blame it on Palpatine.
Had a fucking nightmare. Palpy's fault.
Yeah.
No, that honestly, that's a possibility. He put the dream in Anakin's head on purpose, because he's toying with him. He's letting him go through the Jedi, see what he's gonna do, and then he's like, oh, he's in love with Padme. That's
don't-
my
I
that's
don't know.
my in.
I don't know. I think
We'll have to ask
Palpatine
the squadron.
assumes. No. I actually got it wrong. At the end of 3, they actually leave her belly, so it looked like she died with the kid still in her. That's what fucking happens.
Oh,
So
I see.
Palpatine actually thinks the children died with Padme. I think that's how it happened.
Interesting.
Yeah,
We'll
I
have to
think
ask,
someone brought that. I think Kerner actually.
Well, I was just gonna say we have to ask Lord Kerner,
Lord Kerner brought that up.
because he knows everything about Episode 3 and everything about random facts about Star Wars.
Someone mentioned that, and I'm like, man, I never noticed that when they're doing her funeral thing.
Right.
Yeah, she definitely still has a huge belly, so everyone assumes that her children died with her.
So weird.
Yeah, interesting.
I'm going with Palpatine planted that vision or that dream. I like it.
See, but well, okay, but if what we're talking about with foreseeing the future,
Yeah.
I think it would have happened one way or the other. Like even if you didn't kill her or get mad, something's gonna go awry, and it's that what exactly he sees is gonna happen. Maybe he doesn't have to fully fall to the fucking dark side and be a murderous robot.
Well, I don't know. That's where I don't know. It's a dream. It's up to interpretation.
I mean, if he watched episode 4, 5, and 6, he knew it was gonna happen.
I always equate it to this is a vision. What you do with it or because of it determines if it's actually gonna play out.
Oh, I
way
assume
you
that it's
think.
gonna play out, but it may not play out as you think.
And then the means are a
because
little
you're
different.
you're just seeing a glimpse of it, and you're judging everything based off of what you've seen. But 99% of what the big picture is, it may not be as bad as you think.
Isn't there a movie or a video game story where someone like has that vision or something and they try to prevent it from happening and then it ends up happening anyways?
That does sound.
Minority Report.
I want to say butterfly effect.
I've never seen that. No, but Minority
No.
Report. How long's it been since you've seen that?
I've never
With Tom
seen it.
Cruise. You never seen it?
No.
That's a good fucking movie.
We were
Steven Spielberg and Tom, like it's
Butterclone and I
incredible.
were talking today. Someone and I were talking today about movies I haven't seen. I was like Die Hard, Lethal Weapons.
Never seen Die Hard or Lethal
I've never
Weapons. I'm not a
there's
big action movie guy.
I can't stand them. I don't know what it is. There's a lot of like big hit movies that I've never seen. I've
like
never seen
those-
Saving Private Ryan.
That one's different though. That's not just an action movie.
I know. Oh, I saw it on Netflix, and that's why I brought it up. I was like, man, I got to add that to my list because I've never seen it.
I need
People
to watch
freaked out.
that.
They're like, what?
I need to get that on Blu-ray with the surround sound. But Minority Report.
Yeah.
I'll try to condense it. It's in the future. Tom Cruise is a cop. There's these people that they're victims. Like their mom was like drug abuser when she was pregnant or whatever. So they have this ability where they can see things before they happen.
Because
so they
her
create,
mom was a crackhead?
It's I don't know. It's in the future. Some certain type of drug. It's been a while since I've seen it.
Limitless?
But basically, they form a police force around these types of people that have this ability.
Mm-hmm.
So they have premonitions of crimes that are going to happen, and then they use that as evidence, and they go arrest them before it happens.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
It's a really cool story. One of them has a vision about Tom Cruise, who's like the chief police officer. Because she has a vision, they try to arrest him, and as he escapes and goes through all these things and tries to discover the truth, it ends up happening anyways at the end. So that's probably where I got that idea where Anakin has that vision that something bad is going to happen, but because he keeps trying to prevent it from happening, it actually does. If he had just stayed calm and not done anything,
Took a fucking
fucking
Jedi nap.
it would have been fine. Just go on vacation with Padme. Just get out of the Jedi Order. Everything would have been cool.
Welcome, Kerner. Pissed.
Kerner, get out of here.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's my musings. We never know. Someone will say.
I think that ruined a lot of the Star Wars novella for people that like went to go read a Star Wars book and they're like, well, I'll just go into the universe that I know, Han, and it's just like
Yep.
there's interesting stuff, and I'm slowly getting through it, but it's
That's what happened to me.
it's just you're not learning anything new.
That might be a reason why I never got into the Jedi Knight games too.
That's completely different though. That has nothing to do. Luke's in part of it because he helps
But
train
I think
Kyle Katarn.
just that era, like post movies, I just think that era is just not.
It's
for
a
me.
weird,
Kyle
grungy
Katarn,
era.
like whatever.
It's like the 90s of the Star Wars universe. It's
Yes.
kind of a weird, grungy.
well, it was all made in the 90s, so that's why.
Yeah.
Early 90s. Yeah, I don't.
It's weird be-
just
Because
not for me.
the Jedi on their fucking pedestal have fallen, and all the Force users, and it's like a weird, like a bandit. Like there'll be an entire fucking book about just like a bandit. It's like I don't give a fuck about him. Get him out of here. I don't
the
know.
Bounty Hunter Wars book.
I couldn't get
books.
through it. I love Boba Fett, and I read
I
like
might-
3/4,
might
and I
pick
just
that up and
stopped.
try it. I'm so conflicted with our fandom right now. I want to read all these books that I still haven't read in the Legends, but I feel like we should focus on the new content.
Ones. I'm still in Lost Stars, and it plays into I believe Rogue One. I'm probably never gonna get through it. It's
That can't be true. I thought Lost Stars was
after.
before Force Awakens.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
I think.
I don't know if there's any Rogue One books out yet. Probably wait till the movie. But I started Lords of the Sith.
I thought you got all the way through that. I heard that was like mediocre.
No. Yeah, I heard it wasn't, unfortunately, but
And you said the
still gonna read it. but-
Tarkin book was mediocre. It was like good, but it was like
Yeah, it was. Vader and Tarkin keep getting tricked by this like little group of rebels. Like they plant some evidence that leads Tarkin to investigate something on this planet, and while he's investigating it, they steal Tarkin's ship, and then Tarkin and Vader are like trying to chase him around the galaxy. And they just keep getting away. It's like you have Tarkin and Vader, like that would not happen. I know it's like in between 3 and 4, so it's kind of like Tarkin's still coming up as an admiral.
see that. Well, that's kind of the imbalance of power. Like you figure Vader wants something. Next chapter, he already has it, and he's murdering something else.
That's why I hate the rebels so much. Like you're getting by just like on luck and will,
Ish. I mean, it's a small group. It's a small group of rebels.
which I get. But when you have Vader after you, it's like stop.
But think about it like this. This is going to be. I'm not going to go there. Actually, I'm not going to go there.
Okay.
It was about to be bad.
Okay, yeah, good. Probably stopped. But there's in the beginning of Lords of the Sith, someone probably told this story to us or explained it. There again, the rebels are trying to fucking escape something, and Vader is leading his fucking squadron of TIEs into battle. They're about to escape, and he ditches his TIE, launches out of the cockpit, and flies at the ship through space, and like cuts a fucking hole in the side to get into the ship. It's fucking sweet. I was in the mood to see something from Vader and Palpatine's perspective, because I like there was some of that in Tarkin too. Like there's a chapter from Palpatine's point of view,
Yeah.
and then it goes the next one's from Vader's point of view,
Yeah.
and they're talking about like that interaction, stuff like that's so cool.
That's why I like that Rise of Darth Vader, because you
Yeah.
you get into Palpatine's head, and he
Inner-
actually gets
inner
scared.
workings. Yeah,
He gets scared of the rabies-ridden dog of Vader.
Like Vader.
He starts poking him with a stick, and Vader's like, "Dude, I'm gonna fucking kill you." He's like, "Shit, he meant it. I'm gonna stop for a second.
It's real.
It's real."
But yeah, it's a good start. I'm gonna keep pushing. Just pushing.
So we can move on to like the Yuzhong Vong, like about the actual Yuzhong Vong. So if you don't know,
I'm gonna look it up on Wikipedia because I can't find anything that's fucking.
they are a species from outside of the Star Wars galaxy.
Yeah, Vector Prime starts with this.
And what Vector Prime is a spot in the galaxy that they thought you can enter using light speed or whatever.
Yeah, so they have there's like an outpost watching it, right, monitoring
Yeah,
it.
just because I guess any or all other coordinates would end up flying through a star or something. But so
Right.
they found Vector Prime, and they're like, if someone's gonna come, they're gonna come through here.
Right.
And they end up, Yuzhong Vong fucking come flailing through there. And but they're a cool species because you look at the Star Wars universe and everything's technology ridden. Everything, no matter what, everything's full of technology. The ships, the cities, the blasters, everything's technology.
Right. These
the
guys
Yuzhong
come in like
Vong-
fucking organic demons.
Yeah, organic demons, and that's the best way to say it because even their ships are living
beings.
ships.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And there was one point
Their
where
planets are living planets. Too.
where-
well, obviously every planet, you know what I mean.
it was Luke and Jason were scouting out this planet, seeing if the Yuzhong Vong were there, and they looked over, and they were like, "What the fuck is happening?" And it was in this field, and they're like, "Man, what are they doing? They're growing food for it." And he's like, "No." Luke says, "This isn't. They're not farming food. This is a shipyard. They're growing their fucking ships." And
so
Jason's
crazy.
like, "Shit, we need to get the fuck out of here." But yeah, so that's kind of what they were doing. They were growing their own ships.
Yeah, these guys look fucking.
They're
Awesome.
wicked. And since they were they're outside of the galaxy, they can't be detected using the Force because they weren't born basically in the Force. They're the Star Wars galaxy, everything is pulled from living beings, and that's what the Force is.
Right.
But because these people are from another galaxy,
So the Force doesn't exist in that galaxy.
Yeah, the Force doesn't exist in that galaxy or in these beings.
So the Jedi can't do shit. I mean, they can do something, but they can't like.
The physical stuff they can. If
Use the
Luke
Force.
wanted to choke one, he could using the Force, but he can't sense him. He can't find him.
So they're not like alert around them. They can sneak up on them and shit.
But they get away. They find a ways around that because the Yuzhong Vong had an outpost, and Luke knew to go where the plants weren't growing because the plants aren't going to grow around this like negate of the Force because
Right.
they need the Force to live.
Right.
But so he figure out stuff and how to get around this. But
So sweet.
yeah, I thought that was the coolest thing that their ships are like alive, and that was the other thing. So these rebels are actually it's like the new
New Republic.
New Republic is attacking and defending from these Yuzhong Vong, and their ships are getting killed and everything back and forth. And you got to think the Yuzhong Vong ships will go into battle, get damaged, and then they'll just rest in the shipyard and heal themselves.
Right. That's so fucking
And you're like,
crazy.
Jesus, dude, like it's gonna take weeks for me to build another ship.
It says they nearly destroyed the New Republic, and during the war, they killed nearly 365 trillion people.
It's a bunch.
That's a ridiculous amount of people.
Yeah.
I had
And
no idea, man.
they're wicked little thing. They have like a living staff, a couple of them,
Yeah.
like a certain class of them, and they use this staff. Man, it's fucking wicked. And
Oh, I remember that's the whole thing. Their religion or whatever, they think that technology is like blasphemy. So they're all out to fucking like destroy all the tech and machines and shit. The opposite of the Terminators, pretty much. They're just the flip opposite of.
so what if there was a
Terminators.
farmer, just farming with a space yak? They're gonna leave him be because he's not using any technology.
yeah, hopefully they won't touch tattooing. There's nothing there. Moisture and fucking animals. Crate
Womp
dragons
rats.
and shit.
Womp
But yeah, that was a
rats.
cool storyline for sure. I didn't get the entire way through, but it was cool to read. Give me a little glimpse of hope, and then I went back to just like Drew and KOTOR and shit like that.
The other thing was like in the new Jedi Order books, we've already talked about getting backed up with the Han and Chewie and all that, and Chewie dies in the fucking first book, and it's immediate. I'm like, dude, I knew he died, but it was like, okay, the movies are over. First book, fuck him.
Not the
like,
first book.
It was Vector Prime he dies in.
That's the first book of the New Republic.
I know, but still,
Or New Jedi Order. Or
the new
whatever.
Jedi Order, yeah.
Yeah. So that's still like. Wait, Mara's in that, right?
Yes,
So that's still like 15 years after, I think.
that's true. The Dark Empire,
15.
the Dark Empire's in between them.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that was sad when I read that. I got kind of pissed. Maybe that's why I stopped reading
It started out like innocent because it was just like, hey, Anakin, Han, and Chewie go to this planet and kind of check it out, see if the Yuzhong Vong are there. And they
Right.
get there, and the fucking moon
They're
is really close. And they're like, oh, what the fuck's going
They
on?
had like some tractor beam or something pointing the moon into the planet, right?
like an interdictor ship that can create its own gravity well, but it's like built into the crust.
Yeah.
And it was pulling
Right.
the moon into the fucking planet. And all these people are just like, yeah, we figured it would just stop moving. And Han's like, get the fuck off the planet. What are you doing?
So they're trying to escape, and then Anakin falls off the ship or something, or gets left behind, and Chewie jumps down to save him, right?
Yeah, and so it's basically collapsing on itself. The moon hits, everything's just crumbling, and Chewie runs down there, grabs Anakin, throws him onto the Millennium Falcon. Anakin runs up to the cockpit and tells Han, he's like, dude, you need to go back down there. And Anakin's like, I'm a Jedi. We can't. We don't have enough time. I'm like calculating this. We either all of us die with Chewie or we live and Chewie dies.
Yeah.
So he had to get the fuck out of there, and obviously Han got pissed at Anakin. He's like, "You killed my best friend, you fuck."
Yeah,
Even though-
Han like gets fucked up from then on.
yeah, he really holds it against Anakin.
Right.
And Luke, that's half of the fucking book is Luke's talking to Anakin like, "Dude, you couldn't. There's nothing else you could have done."
Right. Yeah, I'm glad that's not canon anymore
That Chewie dies.
because I love Chewie. I sounds bad to say, but in terms of favorite characters, I'm glad Han's dead and Chewie's not.
well, one
Although
Harrison
knowing
Ford
fucking Star Wars,
forcing.
they'll bring fucking Han Solo back.
Yeah. Please don't say that. He's gonna come back as a Yuzhong Vong. Wouldn't that be wicked if the
Well,
Yuzhong
everyone-
Vong came in,
That'd be cool.
or if like Snoke was a
They're not gonna pull that shit though.
god?
I'm so curious about Snoke. We have so long, man. We still have 3 months for Rogue One.
Yeah,
October, November, December. Yeah, 3 months.
I think we're gonna be pleasantly surprised with Rogue One.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it a lot. I think it will be.
I mean, people are gonna get
best
pissed
one.
regardless. It was so good, I hated it.
Everyone's pissed always.
I know.
Everyone's pissed at all the time at everything that they watch. I love this movie. I'm pissed at it. That's what happens. That's how we do it. That's how the fans do it. I still haven't seen. I guess we'll change gears for a second. Let's see. You have more. What's on the?
All I had was the new Jedi Order, which the death of Chewie, which we just touched.
Yes.
Dark Empire, Luke dark side, and we didn't really go into him physically being on the dark side.
Luke. Sick of talking about Luke.
It was weird. It was it was really awkward because they didn't. It wasn't clear that he went to the dark side or he fell to the dark side. It was just kind of at one point he found that Palpatine was still alive,
Yeah.
and then like the next chapter he's kneeling to him. I'm like, what the fuck is
Was
actually
he
going
using
on?
like dark side powers? Or was he just trying
No.
to trick Palpatine?
He was.
Like, how do you go to the dark side?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if he was doing it to trick Palpatine or if he actually went to the dark side, and that's why it kind of got wishy washy when Lake showed up and Lake showed up. Ricky Lake, Leia showed up and like told him, dude, don't do this. And he's like, oh yeah, you're right. And all of a sudden he's back. I'm like, dude, was this all
fucking
a
weird.
ploy? But then he also uploads like Palpatine's plans for like the next 30 years into R2 and sends him.
More Death Stars, right?
Yeah, basically. We're gonna make a square one this time.
Death Cube.
Death Cube. Oh my god.
So ridiculous, man.
Rubicon. Yeah, it was weird. I don't know how to feel about it. It felt like an old story from the 90s. It was kind of somewhat difficult to get through, but it was interesting enough that I read through the whole thing in one night. So
As I was pulling this book out, you know what they need? They need a new revised one of these. If you're looking on Twitch, you can see Star Wars: The New Essential Chronology. It's basically, we've talked about it before. It's basically like a summary of the entire canon, whenever it was made, like 2003 or something like that. But all the canon up to that point, they basically made a whole timeline, summarized everything that happened. Now that everything's so fucking confusing, I feel like they need a new one of these. And you can just read through and like get the storyline of everything that's ever happened in Star Wars in one succinct spot.
right. Or
It's an awesome
how would
book.
you do that? You would just have a canon book and a non-canon book, like a canon book and a Legends book.
Well, just do what they did there, but with all the new canon stuff and whatever they're going to include. That's what I'm so confused about. Like, what about the books that happen like during Phantom Menace?
Like the Darth Maul
Like,
books?
there's a book, the Maul books, and there's a book right leading up to it about like Valorum and Qui-Gon or some shit. I never.
Oh,
even
yeah.
read it. Like, is that included? Because
Young
Valorum's in
Jedi
there
books.
and the Young Jedi books where Obi-Wan's training. Like, come on, man. Just whatever.
I don't know.
Astro
don't-
Zombie,
it's-
what's up?
I think, I mean, Disney was forced a hand, and they're just like,
That's
you know
true.
what? We
That's
have to we can't pick and choose. We're just going
Which
to
is
wipe everything out.
Fine. I just kind of want like a summary of the shit, so I know what's what. But it is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm a Luke fan, and I actually really like Luke further on because of the
Yushin Vong.
no. Well, now, yeah, but originally from the Jedi Knight
Oh, from the game. Yeah.
because he's a fucking badass. He's a Grand Admiral Jedi craziness. He's basically
Grandmaster.
dude. He's Luke Christ, and he just does whatever fucking. He knows everything. He just knows.
Grand Moff Skywalker.
Kyle Katarn. A quick backstory is he gets the Force, uses it, and then he gives the Force up, and that's how this Valley of the Jedi works. Like
Wait, Kyle?
Kyle Katarn, yeah, he gives the Force up. He gets rid of it and he goes back to smuggling. And he's a non-Force user. And then his girlfriend gets stolen by this
Channel
dinosaur. And
Desan, right?
Dasan.
Gurn's favorite fucking
And so he goes
character.
back to the Valley of the Jedi to get the Force back into him.
That's so fucking dumb.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. But Luke forces him. He's like, dude, are you ready for this? I'm gonna put you through another fucking trial. And Kyle gets pissed. He's like, dude, I know how to use the Force. He's like, I don't fucking trust you anymore, bro.
That's so dumb, dude. Yeah, I was never. I wasn't huge into PC games back then.
Yeah.
Which is another reason why I probably didn't play it. But I don't know, man. KOTOR all day.
Yeah, I'm back.
The tone is just so different. That's what part of it is too.
It makes sense though. It's just it's an earlier time. All the technology is slightly simpler, simpler,
Simplest.
simplistic. But it's still all like works in itself. When
Yeah.
you get into the new Jedi Order stuff, there's such a flux of power. Like what we were talking about with Palpatine. It's just all
clone
over the fucking
himself.
place, and Han is just shooting blasters at Dark Jedi. I'm like, that should never happen. They should just insanely crush him.
Yeah. They were probably just getting a feel for how to write Star Wars novels and how the canon should go. And then by the time they actually got it right, Disney canceled it all.
I mean, they were on a fucking 10-year stride of fucking amazing stuff.
Oh yeah, and then once the Old Republic hit, the MMO and all the books that went along with that. I was like, so we're finally getting back to Old Republic.
Yeah.
It's like thriving. There's a petition out right now to make it an Old Republic TV series. You see that?
I don't want Star Wars to be on the fucking TV.
Well, Netflix. They're pushing for Netflix. I fucking think that would be sweet.
Netflix or HBO, I'd be all right with.
I just don't want it to be. Not that the Clone Wars or Rebels is bad, but I would rather see more live action stuff. Like
Yeah, I
live
think it
action, Old Republic.
I think it
would
could
be fun.
quickly ruin stuff, though. I just.
So
I
could
like
they
the
spin
books.
off
Even the
movies?
books are a stretch sometimes.
Well,
It's
everything's
Star
a
Wars is the
stretch.
movies, and then the books.
People say
like,
the prequels are the stretch too. Are a
Ah,
stretch
they're
too.
fucking idiots.
I'm
though.
just saying. But all these spin-off movies could be a stretch.
I don't. But they fit in the universe though. They start talking about Luke becoming Jesus, and he just goes to the dark side for a fun weekend, and it's just like, what the fuck?
No,
Sit
I'm
down.
talking about Old Republic TV, man. Old Republic TV.
I know what you're saying. An
Old
Old Republic
Republic
TV.
News.
Old Republic TV.
Yeah,
News.
but there's a petition now. It's supposed to tie in with the whole storyline of the Old Republic with the game and all the novels.
Well, we didn't play the MMO, but the characters
'cause-
in the
yeah.
MMO are fucking sweet.
That's why everyone's pushing for it.
Have you ever seen Darth Mar with 2 R's?
No.
Fucking look him up. Look at this badass Revan looking dude. He's fucking insane.
Darth Mar, you say?
I get really upset. I said fuck like every other word. Darth Mar. Look at this dude. It's a battle
okay.
master with a Revan mask.
Oh, yeah, you did show me this. Yeah, he looks awesome. Which is cool because that's just like a Mandalorian mask. It's not like he's
Yeah.
goddamn looking like Revan copy.
Keep going. Oh, okay, there we go. Yeah, Darth Mar. He looks fucking sweet.
That looks cool. What the hell, man?
Oh, do they have a go back? Is that a video that it was loading?
I don't know.
See, I thought
think
it
it
was-
was an ad.
That he looks fucking sick. He looks like Revan, and that first one I looked at him, I thought it was just like a battle-ridden Revan, but
Iron Man Revan.
Iron Man Revan.
Yeah.
He looks fucking sweet. But that's that video
cool.
that I watched where they actually attack Revan. Mar is one of the Sith or Jedi that go after him. Bastila Mar, and there's like 12 other people, and Revan's like, nope.
That's crazy. Yeah, man, I would love to see stuff like that. And again, I think the issue was with the 90s books. They had a core story from the movies, and then they were trying to keep the same characters and make more stories for them. The Old Republic works because you're thousands of years away.
There's no rules.
There's no rules, and you don't have to keep recycling the same people.
Well, that's the exciting. You get to meet new fucking characters and build on new relationships and shit. I don't
yeah.
give a fuck if Han and Chewie are still jerking it in the Millennium Falcon 30 years after the Battle of Yavin. I don't care. Like, they're cool characters.
Rathars.
That was probably one of the.
So long for episode 8.
That is. Can we talk about the Rathars?
Sure.
Is that not somewhat cringeworthy? I don't get it. I know there's like crazy beings and animals out there that are just outrageous in the Star Wars universe. Like there's that Clone Wars episode where there's a fucking Godzilla that they. Do you remember that one? It's like a 6-legged Godzilla that they find under this crust.
In Coruscant?
No, they bring it to Coruscant.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that because they bring it to Coruscant and they got to save the fucking Chancellor again.
But they figure out that it's not bad. It can sense the dark side, and it was looking to kill the Emperor.
Right.
And the Emperor just stares it down, and is just like, "Fucking do something, bitch!" I'm like, "Oh my god!" But that beast. Wow. First of all, why the fuck would you bring? It's like bringing T-Rex to New York. Oh, T-Rex. I mean, that's what they
Where'd you
did.
get T-Rex?
I don't know. Wasn't that the second
Oh,
one?
no, that's from Jurassic World. Oh, Jurassic Park, the second one.
Lost World.
They put it on
Found-
that ship and it goes back to LA or wherever the fuck the dock was.
I don't. Yeah. But so back to the
The
Rathars.
movie was amazing until the end. Good.
What? Oh, the second one.
Lost World. That's my favorite one, except for that little end part. It's kind of stupid, but
I haven't seen it in a while, and I remember
Jeff
him
Goldblum.
being up in the tree, the
Yep.
treetops. I thought it was, and then the bus falling.
Yeah, with
That was
Vince
fucking
Vaughn.
sweet.
Ugh.
Wait, Vince Vaughn is in that?
Yeah, he's with what's her face in that bus. What's Vaughn? I can't remember her name.
Oh,
Julianne
wow.
Moore or something. I can't remember her name.
Interesting.
Anyways,
I'd have to Yeah.
it's one of the first.
It's
things
been
she
that
was in.
long.
Yeah.
Rathars.
Rathars, whatever. It's fine.
It was weird.
Plot device.
who is he selling them to? Why do they need Rathtars?
Well, that's the one thing I was wondering too. Is like, I'm hunting Rathtars. Why do you need that thing? Like, you can't tame it. You can't fucking get Rathtar milk from it.
well, like
what?
that's like selling Rancors, and Jabba's gonna be like, oh, give me another one of those because Luke fucking killed my last one with a fucking bone.
Well, that's, I guess, his little pet to kill his enemies, I guess.
right. So you buy a
entertainment.
Rathtar, throw a Jedi down there, and then place bets.
I feel like the Rathtar would eat it instantly.
Yeah.
You know where my money's going.
Yeah, that's where exactly. Haven't lost a bet yet. I wonder if there's like a PETA where they're you know, if they're doing 2 Rathtar battles, there's like save the Rathtar.
People for the ethical treatment of species. Pets.
Yeah, pets.
Galactic pets. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
You want to switch gears? We
I was
we done with the
gonna
Rathtars?
say, since we last recorded, Civil War came out on Blu-ray. I haven't gotten it yet. And I also haven't watched Batman vs Superman Extended Edition, which I'm mad about. I need to watch it.
we should have done that this weekend. I have it. It's on my.
No,
It's on
I
my
meant to
Xbox
borrow
One.
it yesterday.
I don't. It's on Xbox One.
Oh, you don't have the
I
disc?
downloaded it. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Unless you log in as me?
Yeah, don't tell Bill Gates. So. Hey, delete that.
It's
No,
not-
but that's on my list. And Civil War.
I bought Deadpool.
And I have Deadpool, yeah.
I bought it
Isn't there another superhero movie
$4.99
that just came out?
Mm,
Besides Suicide Squad, obviously. Like
Apocalypse?
Oh yeah, all 3 of the X-Men movies I still haven't seen. So I need to go kind of marathon and watch those 3, the prequel X-Men movies.
Yeah.
I heard good things about the first 2.
They were all right. I don't remember them.
Apocalypse trailer, they were fucking awesome. I don't remember anything. The trailer for Apocalypse looked kind of ridiculous, I will say. But I still deserve to watch them.
I wasn't paying attention enough. I gotta be honest. Like, it was fun to like watch. I think I saw all of First Command, and then the second
Wolverine
one.
in it?
Yeah, I think he's
Is Hugh
sent back
Jackman in it as Wolverine?
Yeah, because he's sent back in time.
Why is there fucking time travel?
It's Marvel.
That
They
just
could do
made
what
me
the
not
fuck they
wanna
want.
watch it.
I believe that's what happens.
That's not Marvel though. The movie's not. That's another one. That's
Fox?
Fox, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep. Just like Fantastic Four, which they've never gotten right. I didn't even watch the new one. I didn't even give it the time of day.
did you watch Fantastic Four one as a cartoon with Thing and everything?
The ones I watched when I was a kid there was the 60s ones. It was Spider-Man
Really old
and
one?
Fantastic Four.
Oh, really?
Together, yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen that. I watched the cartoon ones from like the 90s. I thought they were fine.
They're nothing special.
I don't know.
But they could do
They-
it really well, I think.
Yeah. I don't know enough about them.
I've always liked the team aspect. I think that's why I like Avengers a lot. And why I like X-Men a lot. Because they all have they can do one thing and they all have to kind of work together to actually accomplish something.
Beat something.
Unlike Superman, he's every superhero in one fucking thing. It's like, oh, I'll just do everything myself. Don't worry about it. Except for Kryptonite. And
he
Martha.
can do anything but be a human, and that's his weakness.
Yeah.
Because the humans overthink everything.
I
They're
don't even
like,
wanna-
hey, why'd you do that? You should think about stuff. You come to court.
I want to get into it. We shit on him so much.
I'm slowly understanding Superman. Not that I like him or he's my favorite or anything, but I'm getting the character a little more. I think.
Yeah, a little bit.
Because it's not his weakness as a superhero. It's his weakness in like time and space. Like the humans are just denying him and or putting him as a god, and everything he does is looked at so weirdly, and he's kind of backing up from it. He's like, I don't fucking.
Yep.
So there's a little more to it than we originally thought, but I still fucking hate him.
Me too. Speaking of that, and Lex Luthor, played by Jesse Eisenberg, I watched The Social Network again last week. Have you ever seen it?
No.
Yeah, it's about, obviously, if you didn't know, the founding of Facebook. Really fucking good movie. Really well made, really good soundtrack, really entertaining. I wouldn't even say entertaining, just like, what's the word? It's not like you're on the edge of your seat, like it's awesome, but like it's captivating you the entire time. Captivating. Justin Timberlake's in it. Fucking good.
He's
Spider-Man's in it. Andrew Garfield.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, Spider-Man, Lex Luthor, and Justin Timberlake. But it's really cool, man. And
Destin's-
the way it was founded
Destined for greatness.
back in how it all started in the college
okay.
scene.
Yeah.
Really cool. Go
Interesting.
watch it.
Well, now that we're on the topic of really well-made movies, let me talk about Rob Zombie's 31.
Yeah, I was pissed. I didn't think that you were going to make it back in town in time, so I wasn't even planning on going.
I didn't plan on going either, and then I saw on our podcast calendar popped up and it said in 1 hour. I'm like, dude, I'm on 270, which is right on outside of. So I ran home, took a shower, and just head back out, which is the last thing I wanted to do after an 8-hour drive.
Of
but I
course.
was like, fuck it.
So for anyone that doesn't know, it's Rob Zombie. It's his newest movie, 31. He had a lot of trouble getting the cut right to have the not critics. What the fuck's it called? Censors? People?
Censorships, yeah.
Censor, whatever. Let him do an R rating. Like they would refuse to rate it R for a while, and he was pissed about it. But he made a cut of it that they got the rating. They put it in theaters for one night for one showing.
Yeah, so yeah, it was a 7 o'clock showing. I showed up. There was like 20 people there.
That's it?
Yeah.
Man, I thought it was gonna have a bigger fan base than that.
No, it was a weird group of people too.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it's Rob Zombie, but still. I thought he
Right.
had a bigger cult following.
Well,
than
you got to
just
think
20
there was
people.
like the heavy metal lovers that were all of a sudden showing up, and then
Right.
like the Rob Zombie fan film guys, and then like nerds.
Right.
So I was sitting there in my Star Wars uniform,
Uniform.
and yeah, and there's just like metal people, which I'm also a fucking metalhead, but I'm sitting there in my Star Wars uniform. But yeah, but overall, very weak plot.
It smells like it's burning.
I'm on fire.
It smells like it's burning right now.
You cooking something?
She might be, yeah. All right, whatever. Let's keep going.
At midnight.
Very good. Star Wars uniform.
Oh, just the weak. It was a weak plot. For the first time, you know how he reuses actors and actresses.
Yeah.
Tired of it. Get off the screen.
Right.
His wife. I was like, why does she have to be the main person?
Again.
Yeah,
I wonder if he's.
but she's not a bad actress.
I wonder if they're all weirdly connected. I don't wonder that's why. Like, it's
Oh.
not obvious at all. Like, Dark Souls does this thing where the 3 games have different plot,
Different characters.
different
everything.
bosses, but some of the locations pop back up and some of the NPC characters pop back up. So they're like kind of weirdly interconnected. I wonder if he's doing that.
I don't know. He didn't do it well.
Because even like House of Thousand Corpses, Devil's Rejects, it's
Those
not
are
like,
clearly.
those are more connected, but it's not even. It's not like House of Thousand Corpses 2. It's not like a direct
Right.
sequel.
It's the same characters.
You know what I
though.
mean? Same characters, and it kind of follows along. But I don't know. I just wonder if he's kind of weaving them all together in some weird way.
Well, it's because
Or
those
like alternate
characters.
universes of this, like Sherry's character. Maybe it's like an alternate personality or something. I don't know. Just a thought.
It
I haven't
was-
seen 31, so we'll see.
It was.
It's like a
It
circus
was
thing.
weird. No,
I thought it was like circusy.
it's supposed to be about clowns, but there was pretty much nothing to do about circus. It was weird. So
Didn't
he
you
did
open this whole segment by talking about movies that are well made?
No, not well made.
Oh, gotcha. Damn, you got me excited for a second.
Yeah, it was. It felt cheap. It felt really low budget. And they do an interview. Well, instead of doing like advertisements and previews at the beginning of the movie, they just did a 10-minute interview
Oh, that's
of him
cool.
making it, which was cool. But he said it was super low budget. It was the lowest budget he's ever had.
Lower
He-
than House?
Yeah, and he said he made it
What?
in under 21 days.
Wow. I would think that he's at the point where he can do whatever he wants now.
Yeah, but he's
Like
not.
he proved himself. That's weird, man. I did hear Tommy Boy told me that he wasn't happy with the R-rated at all because it's not what it's
Right.
supposed to be. So I wonder when it comes out, we can watch the full.
It was just. I don't think you can add anything to it to make me want to see it again.
Was it really like gruesome and weird? Why did it have?
It felt like Saw.
Oh, really? Just unnecessary?
A lot of it felt like Saw. So the
Speaking of
basis, spoiler, but should I spoil it? I mean,
No, I want to see it. Don't spoil it.
it's almost forced classic Rob Zombie. You remember how Devil's Reject starts and they're kind of just like tutti fucking fruit, and it's like they're murderers, but it's like playful
Goofy,
and fun.
yeah.
That's the first. The characters that they go through this movie, it's like forced. They're in a van. It's like the same fucking van, the same the same actors and actresses, but they're different characters
Same
all of a
letters,
sudden.
same guy.
And they're all just having fun, doing weird shit. There's a sex scene. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. He puts on a mask. I'm like, oh my God, stop. Just stop.
Well, we'll just
Yeah.
have to wait to see the unrated bullshit.
There's some kill scenes that are, awkwardly low budget. Like I was like, why did you put this in?
Really?
It looks like it's on a fucking iPhone.
I was like so excited about that.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was like a extremely low budget, and he tried to pump it out in less than 21. It was like 21 days. It was something ridiculous.
Did he do it on purpose that way?
Yeah, I think so.
I was gonna say like he's done the Halloween movies now. He's allowed to do whatever he wants.
Yeah, and in the interview, he was talking about, we every movie that I made, we kind of figured something out, and this was the culmination of all of them into one. And I was just like, what? All the bad shit that you knew not to do, you put it in fucking one movie? I don't know. I was not impressed. Everyone that I was seeing it with, which was no one, but everyone else in the theater walked out quiet.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, good. I don't think it was just me. I would still say go see it, and obviously if there's a
You can't go see it
non-rated one,
You have to wait.
right? But if you're gonna go purchase it, the non-rated one might be a tad better. But it was a weird plot.
That's unfortunate.
It was, and like I said, it was supposed to be about clowns. No circus at all. There's nothing about a circus.
What? Oh well.
It's Rob Zombie Saw-ish. That's kind of how it is.
Oh well. Let's go back and watch House
Yeah.
of a Thousand Corpses, not the TV show House.
House. Did you ever watch House?
No.
I watched a few
I never
episodes.
watched those like medical drama.
Yeah.
I almost said comedies, medical dramas. Grey's Anatomy. No, thank you. Everyone just dies and cries the whole time.
That's exactly what fucking happens. Yeah.
Sadness.
Sadness insured.
iPhone comes out Friday. iPhone 7. Excited.
They make such a big deal about it. It's interesting that they still do that
Yeah,
way.
it's a thing. They do it every year. Twice a year.
I'm just trying to think of like any other company that does something like that. Like think about like Windows. Like when they come out with a new thing, they don't even have like a release date, and everyone goes at that same day. It just all of a sudden you see like a commercial. Oh, we've got this new product.
Right.
That's about it.
Yeah, Apple's been doing it that way for a while.
Apple does the whole event kind of deal.
They have one in June and they have one in September.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing crazily revolutionizing about this one. Obviously, they got rid of the headphone jack, which everyone's pissed about. I could care less. It comes with Thunderbolt headphones, so I don't know why.
Have you seen I saw a picture of the adapter. It was crazy unnecessary. It was weird.
Saw the wrong one. People are making fun of that. The one that comes in the case is like that big.
Yeah, it was, into the Thunderbolt jack, and then it had a cable into another thing, and then there was like a third adapter that went from your...
Yeah, that's
I
a
don't know.
third-party adapter that people are making fun of.
Oh.
Like it comes in the box. That's not it. It's like really tiny.
Oh,
It's
okay.
literally comes out, and then there's like a connection for your headphones. It's really small. But anyways, I don't know. I'm always Apple fanatic, so I'll be getting it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just ready for a new phone. I've had that one for 2 years, so time to
Well, that's
change.
why I was wondering if there's not anything revolutionary. I was wondering why maybe you wouldn't do something else.
Well, my thing's up on this one, and they finally did away with those 2-year contracts, and they started. You start this Apple program, and every 12 months you get to upgrade to the new phone.
Okay.
So you just basically pay monthly, and you get the phones.
But it's like an
as long
Apple
as you
thing?
want. Through Apple.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So I start now, and then every year I'll just pop the new one, and it is what it is. Also, I finally cracked my phone for the first time. I don't know how that happened, but and you hear her say a fucking Scotch tape wrapped around it.
Yep.
It's so crazy.
This is, it's the same cracked screen, but I cracked it once, had it fixed, cracked the bottom of this, and then cracked the middle of it. Yeah.
How'd you crack it?
I dropped something
On
onto
top
it.
of it? Fuck.
It was sitting on my desk at work.
Oh.
And I was looking at something over it, and it dropped on it and just went.
It sucks.
Yeah,
So
I was
annoying.
pretty pissed. I have kind of like unlimited upgrades with my family plan, so.
Do it.
But that's why I kind of tried this one, because the Galaxy S5 and 6 were so similar. I didn't want to just get the same phone, so that's why I switched. But because the 6 and the 7 are so similar, I might go back
Yeah,
to the
there's
Galaxy.
nothing crazy different. I mean, they're the same exact size and shape.
Right.
The camera's new, obviously, and it's faster and whatever.
They had like a
The usual
dual
shit.
dual camera, but
It's got a dual camera, yeah.
everything's going to be upgraded camera-wise.
Yeah.
That's kind of just the standard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Palpatine's pissed. He's foreseeing the future. He already knows
the
what I'm,
iPhone 8.
He already knows what I'm gonna dream
Which phone
tonight.
you're gonna buy?
Yeah. So,
So yeah, the Force Awakens effects stuff. There was no other news that I could think of.
Wasn't there a new Rebels is coming out? Season 3 of Rebels?
Yeah, we got to get caught up on that bullshit.
I am caught up on that. I don't know
gotta
where
get
you
caught
been.
up on that bullshit. I didn't
You
know
gotta
you were
read.
watching Rebels.
You got. I'm already. Yeah, I've been done
I
with
knew
it.
I knew you were finished Clone Wars. I didn't know you were watching Rebels at all.
Rebels goes quick. Actually, I'm not sure if I went all the way through.
I don't know if you have, man, because it's not on Netflix and I don't have cable.
It was on Net. No, it's on Disney XD, which
Yeah, and I
is
can't watch
included on our cable, so I could just log
Oh
in.
shit! Yep, I haven't seen it for that reason.
That's a cool series. There was one very cringeworthy thing that I haven't talked to someone that wasn't bothered by it, but
Like everyone was like, "Why?"
yeah.
You'll have that, man. In Star Wars.
Well, it was just the
Same thing I feel about portions.
I'm gonna fuck them up now. Interdictors. The
Star Destroyer.
no, it's a fucking Inquisitor. The Sith Inquisitors.
Oh,
But there's like all of a sudden there's like 4 or 5 of them.
I thought there was only like the Inquisitor,
Yeah, that's what I thought. But now there's like 3 or 4 or 5 of them now.
and he is a Sith Inquisitor.
That's what they're labeled.
Why are they making more shit up,
Inquisitors.
man?
But they have this Inquisitor lightsaber where they hold it in the middle. It's a circle, and there's 2 lightsabers come out, so you can like hold a double lightsaber with one hand.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool. But then they get in trouble, and they fucking hold it up, and it twirls like a
Oh,
helicopter, and they
you
fly
told me
away.
that, yeah,
I was like,
that's so
fucking turn it
ridiculous.
off. It was my favorite episode too, because Vader's, dude, it's the Darth Maul episode with Vader against Ahsoka. I'm like, oh, this is amazing. Like, turn it off.
Fucking like the penguin from Batman Returns.
It's worse than that. It was worse than that. But yeah,
ridiculous.
I'm gonna keep trudging through. I think the new Jedi Order books are the
Jedi Order. Yeah,
The new Jedi Order
I'm gonna
books.
bang through Lords of the Sith and try to get moving on this new canon.
I have the Dark Empire, the second book, on my nightstand. I might go home and read that today.
Sweetness.
And I'm still. Did I tell you I'm getting through Christine?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
one of my
let's go.
favorite movies by
Yep.
him.
Yep.
One of the only movies by him. Everything else is kind of like The Shining was done by what's his face, Kubrick.
Wait, he didn't direct Christine, did he?
I don't know.
That's what I mean.
Probably not. He did. I thought he did direct
I doubt
one
it.
of the other Shining ones. He did it in his own. I could be wrong.
I doubt it. I think you're wrong. I thought you were reading Dark Tower.
I got through Dark Tower.
There's 7 of them.
I have the second one on audiobook, and I lost interest.
Second one's weird as fuck.
I'm,
They're all weird, but the second one's the hardest to get through.
I'm where he's like behind this heroin addict's eyeballs. And he's kind of like talking to him, and he's getting him. It's kind of weird.
The second one's really hard to get through because what happens is
There's those 3.
the whole thing is that there's an alternate universe that's connected.
To actuality.
Like wherever Roland is, it's slightly connected to our actual reality.
Yeah.
So, and things, they connect in places that you have no idea. So I think he
Right.
walks up and there's like a random door on the beach.
Yeah.
And he opens it and he pops into like New York and there's just like a drug dealer or something crazy.
Yeah.
Drug addict, yeah.
Yeah, because he walks through the door and he basically like walks into the head
Right.
of this drug dealer and he
Right.
starts talking to him.
Yeah, it's fucking weird.
It's fucking weird.
It's tripping off acid when he wrote that
Well,
shit.
I noticed that even in the first one where he meets that little boy who died in New York, and Roland's like, "What the fuck is New York? This kid's crazy."
Right. Well, that's what I was saying. Where I left off in the fourth one, I haven't finished the fourth one yet. They come out of this city, and it's still his like half like sci-fi, half fantasy world that Roland lives in.
Yeah.
But they see like highway signs for like St. Louis and shit, and like train tracks. It's so crazy.
Well, they do that, and I've said it before on the podcast. When the first part of the book, he walks into that desert city and he bangs that prostitute that's also the bartender.
Yeah.
And he's
The
like,
piano
dude,
guy's
and the
playing
piano's
the
playing
Beatles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
playing Hey Jude.
Right.
I'm like, wait, where and when is this? And it doesn't matter because it's nowhere and everywhere.
exactly.
It's exactly what the whole and series is. It's and who Roland is.
I didn't know
what he
there was-
represents.
I
Like
didn't-
he finally catches up to the
Man in Black.
the Man in Black, and it's just like, oh yeah, by the way, yeah, it's all real, it's all fake, and you're Jesus and you're not Jesus. Does he exist? And there's a big tower.
I'm
and you're like,
really-
wait a second. Is there stuff like coded in this? Like,
Yeah.
is Roland someone that I should know? He is, or is it?
Wait.
Like I feel
Like,
like
does he represent someone in
it like
actual world that you
well,
should?
not like an actual person, but like does Roland represent like, I don't know, like the Grim Reaper, or does Roland
I see
represent
what you
like something like that? And then when he caught the Man in Black, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get some answers. He's like, hey, there's 3 people, and you gotta go figure them out. And then he walks through doors on beaches. I'm like, where the fuck am I now?
It's crazy. It's crazy.
But it's interesting. It's
very interesting.
It keeps you going.
Well, I like it because Roland's backstory is like, it's Western and fantasy. Like
Yeah.
he's a knight, but he doesn't ride a horse and have a sword. He's
a gunslinger.
He's a gunslinger. He has his 2 revolvers.
Well, and they talk
And the way
so-
they talk about like their training and everything.
yeah,
It's
where he
so-
has that
like-
hawk.
Yeah, and it's like only like you kind of have to have like the force to use these guns, or else you're not. It's just really cool.
Yeah, because he was talking to the kid about his past.
Yeah.
And how he became the gunslinger.
Right.
And he talks about these kids that he grew up with, and this hawk named Mark or something.
And they all had to like train together and stuff.
yeah, and he was the youngest one to beat the training. Like you're supposed to do it at 18. He did it at like 15, and the trainer's like, "You dude, you're not gonna do this." And the
Roland's
trainer
like-
had like a whip or something that he always used, and Roland's just like, "Hey, I got this bird that's about to die. I'm gonna tell
Yeah.
Mark to go eat your eyeballs out." And he beats him. I'm like, "What the fuck does this have to do with gunslinging in the Man in Black?"
The Men in Black.
Man in Black.
I know. I just thought Men
in Black. Yeah.
I'm really interested as to how the movie's gonna like be portrayed.
I don't know, man. Stephen King seems like he's very unimpressed with every movie that's been made off of his books. Like, even like The Shining, which made it big. I swear to God, there's another Shining that's not, it's 0% popular. But there's another version of it that he directed the way he wanted it, and not everyone hated it because he's not a fucking director.
Right.
But yeah, he was pretty upset about the Shining.
He didn't like The Shining?
I guess I mean, you make a baby and someone makes it and makes it
course.
different, and it's slightly different, and he changes characters a little bit, and then that goes crazy.
That's why George Lucas didn't like Force Awakens.
I mean, you got to be salty at some point. You know, I created this universe, and JJ comes walking in.
Motherfucker just made $4
I
billion.
did Star Trek, and then he does this and blows it out of the water, and Lucas is like, maybe I shouldn't have approved Jar Jar. Fuck, man.
What did I do?
What did I do?
But yeah, so I know who the gunslinger is, and I know who the Man in Black is for the movie, who they cast. Do you know Idris Elba,
Look him up.
black British guy?
He's going to be the Man in Black?
The Wire, I think it's called.
Oh, I think I know. Yeah, now that you say The Wire.
Let's just do.
Well, he could be
Dark
the
Tower movie.
the cop in The Wire, or
I've never seen it. He's in The Office too. That's where I know him from. This guy right here.
yeah,
did some shots of it.
he's like the drug kingpin in The Wire. That's cool. I like him.
And Matthew motherfucker is
McConaughey.
Man in Black.
Wait, he's the gunslinger?
He's the gunslinger.
Oh, that's cool. A black gunslinger.
And then Matthew McConaughey is the Man in Black. Yeah.
He's a fucking talented motherfucker.
Fucking dude.
He makes me mad because I never really liked him, but he just absolutely kills. Even the small things like in Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah. That was so
it was so
awesome.
weird. And I just saw another movie that he's going to be in, and it looks fucking amazing.
Yeah, he's really good.
He
Interstellar,
goes-
obviously, I rave about.
He goes searching for some gold, and he has like a dream about like a location, and he builds this empire based, and he looks fucking weird. He's like half bald.
Really?
Oh my god, I so want to see it because he's so good and everything.
But I thought it was really, the casting was really interesting.
Oh,
Because again,
is he dressed as the Man in Black right there?
yeah. Yep.
I kind of pictured him more with like a head thing too.
That's the weird thing. Like, I wonder if Stephen King is making himself more involved in this on purpose or something. Because when I read the book, I think the Man in Black. I think
like a robed character.
like a young Gandalf-ish thing, but like evil Gandalf in all black robes, and he's like a wizard, not like Gandalf wizard, but he has like magical powers. Obviously, he's like in this kind of new, weird, modern sci-fi, Western, fucking fantasy world.
You know what's funny is I kind of pictured like an evil priest, like with a full, like kind of like
Kinda
Emperor
like that.
Palpatine, but just like young, like just a full head dress
That's probably
thing.
what I should have said instead of Gandalf. Evil Gandalf. Yeah, like Palpatine. Let me look at some more of these.
Oh, why is it canceled? He looks sweet as the gunslinger.
I don't think they canceled it. They were going to make it a while ago, and they canceled that. There's a graphic novel of The Dark Tower 2 that I did not know about. There's a whole graphic
Really?
novel series.
God,
Maybe
I
you'd
kinda wanna
like
get
that
that now.
better. But yeah, I need to go get back into this shit. Oh, there's the kid, Jake. Interesting. Yeah, I'm excited for this shit.
Oh, what there? What's the Man in Black fled across the desert? It's
that's the first chapter.
See, there's a lot of stuff that they, even the setting of it, like when he goes
The
to
desert.
when he goes to that little village and
Yeah.
he kills all the people,
Yeah.
he ends up murdering everything. He keeps asking him where the man in black went, and they're like, "Oh, he went beyond the desert." He keeps asking, "What's beyond the desert?" Nothing. And like, does that represent something? Like people just assume there's nothing beyond this point of life or something. And he keeps walking with the kid, and he finally gets to beyond the desert, and then he gets to this like flourishing rainforest part, like on the mountain.
Yeah.
And then he goes into that cave with the kid. I'm like, where the fuck?
It's crazy how you can picture something.
It's almost forcing me to put my own opinions and like ideas into it to complete the pieces that he
Right.
doesn't explain, which is cool.
Yeah.
But that it's kind of weird because I'll get something out of it that you won't.
Well, that's what I mean. That's why it's weird. It's really well written because I pictured something totally freaking different than what they're doing. And then even the way you describe some of the parts, I'm like, man, I didn't get that out of it at all. And then this is like the artwork for it. Like that's the Gunslinger.
That's why I was saying because that's on the front of the book that I'm reading.
Yeah.
And that's why I was surprised that he was going to be a black
Right.
gunslinger. But he looks sweet.
Yeah. He looks.
He looks like a old Western badass Blade.
Yeah. He does. Killing the man in black instead
He
of
kind of
vampires.
looks in that picture.
Like a pirate.
No, well, yeah, from Jesus. What's the
Pirates of
game?
Caribbean?
The game.
Assassin's Creed.
He looks like an Assassin's Creed character.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I'm excited. And last thing before I go away, I want to see what the release date is.
Yeah, after this, we'll leave you on
A good
the
note
end.
on the Gunslinger.
The end of episode 75.
Is it called the Gunslinger?
I don't know.
Or is it called the Dark Tower?
Dark Tower 2017.
Gonna see this shit before episode 8, boy.
Oh wow, that's coming in
22nd.
February.
Wait, what?
It's coming in February.
February 17th. Oh shit! I can't wait, dude. I'm so excited. I gotta get back and read those.
Yeah, it says it's been updated at the end of July. So I guess right now the release date.
I even have like the Dark Tower encyclopedia.
Have you been
thing.
through that? You
Not
used
all
it?
of it. No, not all of it. But it's so detailed. It's fucking ridiculous. But anyways,
Awesome.
so if you haven't read the Dark Tower and you're in for something really difficult and weird, you should check it out.
Well, okay, I'm gonna
Even
put
if
this,
you just read the Gunslinger by itself, that's a really good standalone book.
Well, I'm going to put this in perspective because I listened to the Gunslinger on audiobook. I tried 2 or 3 times to get through the book, and I got stuck up when he was still in the fucking village, and I was just like, I'm so lost.
Yeah.
So the audiobook just forced me to get past that, and it was fine. Because I kept looking for like details that weren't there. I was like, I need an answer. Because they did this whole thing, spent fucking 4 hours on this bartender,
yeah.
and she means nothing to anything.
I know. And sometimes he'll give you something in the first book and not answer it until like the third book. It's fucking, yep.
So, yeah, the audiobook actually helped me get through it, but the audiobook was also, the first one was like 8 hours. I listened to the New Jedi Order book, 3 hours. So just to give you an idea of how much content's there,
Yeah.
it's 8 hours worth of just audiobook. So,
Yeah, that's crazy. The kid, spoiler alert if you haven't read it and if you care, Jake dies in Gunslinger, right?
yeah, because at the end of that tunnel cave,
Yep, I
they're
remember.
on that hand cart, and they're pushing, and they get to this spot where they need to jump. And Roland makes the jump barely, and he said, I can try to help the kid. Or I think the cave was closing or something. Oh, no. It was the trestle that it was on was collapsing.
Yeah.
And he didn't have time to like throw Jake, so he saved himself to find the gunslinger.
Man in Black.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so there's, I don't want to give anything away, but all right.
Jake dies. Spoiler.
No, I mean, there was something else off of that. I don't want to give anything away.
It's weird
I'll wait
because
till you
that's a
get to
cool
it.
relationship because that was like the first time Roland actually trusted someone. He started like telling him about his past.
Right.
And then just let him go at the drop of a hat. I'm like, dude, what the fuck?
Gotta save himself, man.
Yeah.
So
Keep the eye on the prize.
February 17.
Awesome. That's Jake.
There he is.
I'm so excited to see the setting in the movie. Like
Right.
everything's so fucking weird and all over the place and doesn't have to make sense. Oh, that's the bar that he's. What a weird. Because I thought it was like full Western bar, which it kind of looks like, but it kind of looks like a rave going on in a Western bar.
Kind of looks like a little bit of like Diagon Alley.
Yeah,
Harry
like it's
Potter.
new age, but it's old.
Right.
New technology, but it's old. Cool. I'm excited.
Wow.
The fact that they got a big name like Matthew McConaughey, that means they're putting a lot of money in this.
Yeah. Well, they've been trying to make this shit for a while now.
Sweet.
All right, nerds. It's been fun. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being part of the squadron.
Fun. It's been real, but it hasn't been real fun.
It wasn't beer this time, so it's been half real.
It's been half.
It's not even an official episode, so.
Awesome.
Well,
Episode 75. Thank you guys for tuning in. Rogue Squadron Podcast. If you guys want to go on the website, roguesquadronpodcast.com, and check out all of our extra stuff. We have EU extras where we dive into different characters, species, bunch of it, and we kind of talk about that stuff in depth. We also do fanboy commentary where we chat along and yell along to the classic Star Wars movies, and we have also added the 90s Batman films. So you can sync that up using our website and just listen to us rave along the movies that we all love. So that is it. I am Mopar.
I'm Commander Cody.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Bye.
Shit.